Alright, short ES here. Overall, bearish. ES has so much low resistance liquidity down here. Overall, this open is looking pretty choppy though. So, we might get taken out here, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't like the lack of direction at the open. Not looking too great. I mean, ideally when you're taking trades around the driver, you just want to see this, you don't want to see this just go, but it's not. It's just definitely a sign that we might just want to mess around today. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up taking me out. Because I mean, this is disgusting. Jeez. What is this? Yeah, this is going to be a loss for sure. Alright, I'm cool with this loss though. Just a lack of direction off the open. Probably just means that we're not going to do anything until 10. Or we might just not do anything at all today. I don't know. Yeah, open is really just not picking a direction. Oh my, that is disgusting. Yeah. What is that? Even the 15-minute has stacked wicks. Yeah, this is pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. We might get a string switch though. I get ES taking this high, and Q leaving it. Do we get a PSP though? I mean, if we're gonna go lower, it has to be now. I mean, we do get this 15-minute C2 closure on NQ, which is a PSP with ES. And then we get this new 15-minute opening high. So if we are going to go lower before 10, it has to go now. Should see ES rather than straight lower here. NQ broke this SMT. This is going to be a previous day low SMT. So I kind of have to go break even when we take that low. It's not ideal. It's really not ideal, but I don't really have much of an option. I mean, I guess I could trail it to like this body or something. Because I would want to give 10 a.m. some room to open. I'm not sure about this here. Alright, yeah, it's just a previous day low. It's a spaced out SMT. Probably just gonna, I'll trail to here for now. could. Actually, nah. I have so many little drawings. Alright, we're getting a decent flush. I really wouldn't want to see this cat get disrespected. So this trade is basically break even now. We do have draws lower on ES. So I can maybe hold a runner. I mean, I can maybe hold a runner at least until NQ takes previous day low. Because I'm pretty confident ES is going to want to do that. Wait. Oh wait, no, that's just 2R I'm speaking. Yeah, ES has these stacked lows too. I really want to see these lows get taken. Well, we could want to reverse off this previous day low SMT. I don't think we will, but we definitely could. But stops are pretty much break even. I mean, I think if this were to come hit stop loss, I think it would be like a 0.1R loss or something like that. Actually, I'm gonna say 2 off here. Pretty confident in NQ expanding to previous day low. Especially because its daily candle actually supports expansion more than ES's does. And also, I really want to see these lows get taken on ES, but. that is TP1. Alright, probably just gonna... Actually, I don't know. I think I really want NQ to take previous day low, and once it does, or if it does, I'll probably take one off of there. And then I guess my last runner I would just hold to that low. So 74.11, 75. Oops. Alright, it's 10 a.m. See what 10 a.m. does. Yeah, ideally 10 a.m. just trades lower here and pretty quickly. I really wouldn't want to see this take too long to make a new low. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that changes things a little bit. I still want NQ to take previous day low, but that definitely makes it a little less likely. I still think it happens, but I still think it's a previous day low on NQ, but that could definitely change things a little bit. have YM taking previous day low, and we do have a previous 4-hour SMT. So yeah, could get stop break even on my runners here. I still want us to go lower though. I just think ES has way too many lows down here that we need to take. Stacked wicks, failure swings, just looks ugly. And then I'm pretty confident that NQ wants previous day low as well. But I definitely want to see ES take these stacked lows. Oh, that's not good. I mean, we are opening high on the 4-hour. How high are we gonna open? This is kind of as deep as this can go. If it goes any deeper than this, then it's probably just going to be a break even on the runners. There we go. That's a nice move. Hopefully ES can just flush these lows. All right, take another one off of there. I'll just close there since YM's like that. Actually, no. Actually, it doesn't matter. There we go. All right, cool. All right, pretty good trade. Guess we'll do a trade recap. Delete these alerts so they don't go off on recapping. Alright, so going into the day, right, obviously we've been trending very bearish. There's really no reason to have any bias besides shorts. We're obviously just trading lower, and there's no reason to try and fight trend. Trend is your friend. So obviously we're very bearish, right? Now, NQ has been the weakest asset in this entire range, right? So this entire time that we've been trading lower, NQ has been taking all of these lows. And we can see here that this low here is this low on NQ. So we took this low on NQ on Friday, and we clearly failed to manipulate it, right? We've just been trading past it. So that's a sign that ES is going to trade to that low as well. And also, what has ES been doing? It's just been consolidating. It's been creating failure swings to this low. So the draw on liquidity for ES was very, very easy. Now going into the day, ES was still stronger than NQ. We can see that because ES took previous day high, but NQ didn't. So ES is still stronger in the range when we get into the day, right? So we need to look for a sequence where NQ becomes the stronger asset, because when NQ becomes a stronger asset, that's the sequence for ES to catch up to that low. So we can see here, we trade lower. Let's start with the 7 hour actually. I will say the 7 hour, not very good today, pretty ugly. When it comes to overall 7 hour profile, it's not ideal. Because our high of day is made right in the first 7 hour candle of the daily candle. But we can see London just kind of inside bars, right? It doesn't take high of day or low of day, just inside bars. So this is kind of a sign of consolidation. But if we just trade, sometimes you can just trade the lower time frame. Sometimes you can kind of ignore the profiling time frame is what I like to call it. I like to call the 7 hour the profiling time frame. Sometimes you can ignore that profiling time frame if you have a good enough draw liquidity and these lower time frames offer you the right sequences. So even though the 7 hour wasn't very clean and even the 4 hour wasn't clean, we can look at the 30 minute and we can see that it's actually pretty clean, right? We trade lower, we trade out of a little bit of consolidation, but we displace out of it with strength and we create a gap, right? So what does this show? This shows that we're displacing out of consolidation with a lot of strength. We have a lot of draws lower. We have all of this low resistance liquidity on ES. We have this low, which is not protected by anything. And then we have these lows that are just stacked wicks, right? We don't want the market very rarely will trade away from lows and highs like this, right? And these are called failure swings. So we have good draws of liquidity and we're seeing clear strength to the downside. So what do we need to see? Well, we need to see ES become the weakest asset in the range. So what happens is we get NQ sweeping this 30-minute candles high, which gives us our strength switch sequence. So now NQ is stronger than ES, right? And what do we also get? We also get a PSP, which just kind of confirms the idea that ES is switching to the weaker asset. So once we get that PSP, it's very simple. Just look for an entry. So we get this 3-minute CISD at 9:30. Now, the reason why I didn't want to take this specific entry is because of NQ. If we look at NQ, ES gives us the close, but NQ gives a very, very large rejection. So to me, I was expecting, well, not expecting, but I was anticipating that we could easily get a resweep. So we do get that resweep, which creates another SMT. So once we create this SMT, I'm just looking for a simple continuation post 930. We get the continuation right here. I enter short, stop loss at the high, and then first TP was just 2R, and then we closed the runner somewhere around like here, and then the last runner closed for about 3.8 or 3.7R. So it's a pretty simple trade today. The only thing that wasn't simple was just the overall profiling. Right, like this 7 hour isn't what we want to see ideally, but 30-minute very clean, offered a very clean sequence, pretty easy to get on side. I wouldn't say I necessarily got saved, but this 15-minute candle opening high but not taking me out was pretty dope. It's pretty dope. But yeah, that's traded cap. Pretty simple trade. Just overall, just using daily bias and sticking to a daily bias and just waiting for your time frames to align with your bias, and just keeping it simple, not chasing. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know.